Where do you guys want to start? I know how we'll start. We'll actually start with a update on what's going on with the Gucci Man and Pooh Shiesty situation. Chat. We had a few people in court, and thank you to the people who reached out and they offer to go to court, and they do a good job of like taking notes or whatever. But we had a few people who kind of reported to us exactly what happened, and this is a really interesting situation here, chat. A really interesting situation. And rather than pull up everything, and I'm going to play some videos, so don't you worry, but I want to give you the realistic understanding of what's going on in this Gucci, Pooh Shiesty, Big 30 robbery kidnapping case. It's a very odd case. Very odd. So, there still isn't a indictment. Now, I've gone over this procedurally for you guys many times because we've covered a lot of cases. Let me just tell you the difference between them. In federal court, okay, usually the feds come in for serious crimes, especially if they're going to take it out of the state's hands. Yes, the state could have charged him for robbery and kidnapping as well. So when the feds come in, the feds don't want jaywalking and shit like that. They want the big boy. They want the big crimes. They want the racketeering. They want the shit that could carry potentially life in prison. So when they come with that means this is a heavy-weighted case. Usually they do that a lot. Now, the way how it works, and it works like this in federal court, but also in state court, is that, if you get pulled over, like, I don't know, say a cop pulls you over, you have a gun, you could get charged. If you say you're not supposed to have a gun, you just get charged. And that's usually what's called a complaint. So a cop could just write up some charges and the DA just got to sign off on it and you're going to court. That's how it works, right? It works like that on the state level. In the Fed level, it works like that too, with an agent making a report or what's called a complaint. But usually in every jurisdiction, it is usually required that if you're going to face charges that will carry up to life, usually first degree offenses, that usually it goes through a process called a grand jury process. What does that mean? It means that it's not up to one cop, one federal agent to make a complaint, and now you have to potentially sit in jail for months or fight a case for years. It goes to a jury of your peers that could establish or vote if there's probable cause for you to go to court. Okay? For example, when Dirk first got charged, a